Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Let's see. I don't know if I turned my volume up. Let me check that really quick. Hello. I'm going to check my volume, guys. There we go. That's probably better. Hello. How you guys doing today? If you jump on, say hi. Let me know you're here. Hopefully I can see some comments. Elisa and Donna. I see a couple people. Tanel, hello. I think I couldn't see comments on this iPad because I don't know, whatever reason. It's just old and decrepit. And it's not getting with the program over here. So I have my phone, guys, and y'all know I'm super blind. So I'm going to try to see. Hi, Susan. And Sandy. Hi, sister. Hello. So, guys, if you get here, tell me hi. Tell me how you're doing. I hope everybody is doing well. I fully intended to come live last week, but then the week got away with me. And then, you know, I don't know if you guys are like me, but I wasn't like in the mood to craft and all the things with all the crazy stuff going on in the world, you know? I mean, I know we can't just stop what we're doing, but I don't know. Like, if I'm like weeping and crying the whole time, y'all don't want to see me do that. So, and I was just, it was like so heavy last week. It still is, of course, because, you know, just crazy, senseless things happening. And, you know, I have very strong faith, and I don't talk about it a lot here on this page, but from here on out, guys, I'm going to be, because I do feel like, you know, God gave me a platform to be able to say, you know, what I believe, and just let you all know that when I say that I'm praying for y'all and that I love you, I truly, truly do. And this world can be so crazy, and this little space to craft and have a good time and bring some light to the world is what I want to do most. So I love y'all. I'm praying for y'all. I'm praying for this country. And, you know, it's been happening since the beginning of time, not changing anytime soon, but we can pray and we can show, you know, that we love the Lord, and that we're all in this together. So, and that evil is not prevailing over here. So, anyways, all right, guys, I just feel like, you know, anytime I have a chance to say something about it, I'm going to. I know that that's not for everybody, and that's okay. But, you know, anyways, I haven't been on here to say anything. To be honest, last week I was going to, and then every time I would talk about it, even to Stafford about it, I would just start bawling. So I just was like, I would be a hot stinking mess. So it's taken me a little processing, guys. So, anyways. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, we all need prayers, right? I mean, the world needs prayers. Our friends need prayers. And it's just heavy, guys. And I just want to bring light to everybody and remind everybody, you know, that there is still lots and lots of good in this world. And, you know, do things that you love. Life is short. Love people. There's no reason to be mad and hateful and angry with people, because in the end, really, what does that accomplish? You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, so what are we doing today? We are, guys, and of course, comments are going to be funky over here, because they always are. Hi, Chris. Hey, Dana. I hope you guys are, like I said, I hope y'all are doing well. And what was I saying? I'm a squirrel. You guys know. We're going to upcycle this frame. I have a couple of frames I wanted to show you guys, because you guys know I love to upcycle. I love to do a paint technique, and this is going to be for me personally. I'm not going to sell this. And it's going to go with a little pumpkin that we made, because you remember last week when we did the pumpkin, I was saying that I wanted to style it with y'all. But we need a picture to put in there as well. And so what I did, guys, is you guys know, well, if you're new to me, then you don't know this. But all of you that have been here forever, you guys know that my dog is a chocolate, well, both of my dogs, they're labs. So I have a yellow lab and a chocolate lab. And so I thought, well, I don't have any pictures in a fancy frame of my little poochies, which these are not mine, but I did make this image. And so it's a chocolate and a yellow lab. And so we're going to put that in this frame, but we're going to upcycle this frame. And then we really are going to style it on my entryway table, how I would style it with the pumpkins and all the stuff of fall. And I love just the feeling of this picture. And of course, I mean, aren't those dogs just the most beautiful thing ever? And so I will tell you that this little yellow girl looks like my first yellow chocolate dog, or my first yellow lab. Our yellow lab now, she's kind of a mix between, well, they said that she was a purebred lab. But I think that she's kind of got retriever in her because her fur is so long. And we have to get her groomed. And then she does look like this. But our first lab, Macy, did look like this girl. And then of course Sooner looks exactly like that. So anyways, we are gonna do that on this little frame, and then probably the beginning part of next week, I'll do a video and take you guys out to my entryway table and we'll style it all, okay? I was planning on doing that last week, but didn't get it done. And guys, my makers group is still open, so if you're still interested in that, you can just type in the comments makers, and it'll send you more information. It'll send you the link to get into the group, and then it also tells a little bit more about it. So anyway, gotta say that too. All right, hopefully you're all doing well. And we're just gonna wipe down this frame. It was a little dusty. It is really cute the way that it is. I love that little picture inside there. But we're gonna take it out, and I'm gonna show you guys how, when you have a finished frame, see, this is finished, you can take it apart and make it how you want it. So there's two things you could do here. If you can see the back of this frame, this is actually an 8x10 frame that's seated down inside this bigger frame. I'm gonna leave that because I do like that. So we're just gonna take it apart right here. I'll show you another frame after we're done with this one, where maybe I should have tried to take this apart before I came live because it looks like it's stapled in. But we're just gonna dig in. This is what I would do if I wasn't live. And what I do whenever I find a frame or something that I really, really like. It looks like it's stapled together. So we're just gonna take it apart. And this may take a minute, guys, because these staples, you gotta get underneath them. So if you find something, flat, maybe sharp, I don't know, be very careful if you're using a, whatever these things are called. I cannot remember. I can't think of the word. You guys know what it is though. Or you can go like this along wood. What is it called? Somebody tell me. Anyways, you could use a screwdriver, just something that will get under there and get those staples out. Like I could even pull them up right here. Somebody gonna tell me what it is? Maybe. Anyways, just something to get these little staples up is what you want to do to take it apart. And we're going to take it apart, we're going to paint it, we're going to upcycle it, we're going to add our little picture in there. And so we're going to make this go with Mandy's style. So I love big frames like this. I love the gold around the edges. This would be super pretty to put into a gallery wall too. And guys, I have a gallery wall from like 5 years ago in my living room that is like very farmhousey and super cute. But I think that I need to, change it out. So I'm going to be working on that here soon too. All right, and out it comes. So if you wanted to, you could like, I'll just keep this and maybe sell this because it is adorable. And it's a super, super cute frame or picture that is matted that you could stick in any frame. So let me see. Let me just make sure that this is gonna look right. I might need to use the mat. I could, because I printed this onto rice paper, I could steal that mat because actually I think it looks good. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Hello, Stephanie. How are you, friend? I'm just taking this right off, guys. And if you wanted a different color of mat, here's another thing too. You don't have to go to like places like Hobby Lobby or Michael's or any of those places and get something that is like have it done, right? You can just pick up mat boards, things like that. Also, if you have this mat board, if you really wanted to completely upcycle this, this might tear this. Looks like it's gonna. Hold on, guys. You could totally paint this too. You could upcycle the entire thing. It's stuck on there, so I'm gonna heat it up and see if it will come off. But this is what I love is I love to use all the pieces and parts I possibly can from the piece already, and then I don't have to buy any more. So like I was saying, you can totally paint this mat too, or you can buy mats that are already done and ready, you know. So you don't necessarily have to have your pictures like professionally done for you. I mean, Mandy never does that at all. I always do all of my own stuff, always. And like I said, I think that this is kind of tearing this. So I might end up, yeah. All right, so new plan. I guess that I'm just going to, like I said, you could totally, and you could cover this with paper too. Like if you wanted to do like a print, you could totally cover that. There's so many ways that you could use this whole entire piece to upcycle. You could, this might be, so this burgundy and it's glued together. Usually they are really glued good too. So I can't take that apart. Sometimes you can pull these two pieces apart too, and you could use this piece. Anyway, so what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm just gonna trim this down. I'm gonna put it in here. I'm not gonna love it. I'm gonna go and get a new mat to put in here. But just so that we have a piece that is finished. I mean, this doesn't look terrible. Of course, we have to put it in there right, but y'all know what I'm saying. And so I don't have another mat, but I'll go get one, and then I'll put it in there so it fits right. But I just wanted to give you guys all the ideas, and this is actually really heavy duty piece of glass, and it's beveled and everything. It's really nice, and so this frame is beautiful, and it's really good quality. So I'm gonna love having my little picture in there. Now, could you make a printable with your own animals? Which I do have one. I just don't have one of my two dogs together. That is very appealing looking because my little girl dog is really old and she can't, like, I can't ever get them together to get a good enough photo than to make it into a print. I just can't. They're always separate. So that's why I just went ahead and did, like, you know, kind of a stock printable. So anyways, hey Kay. Hey guys. All right, so let's just upcycle this frame. There are parts of this frame that I love, and there's parts of it that I feel like are, you know, just outdated. So this green right here, I mean, I think that this frame is beautiful. We'll just put my face in it. But we're going to paint it, then we're going to add some gold, bring some gold back, This is a lot of gold right here. I would love this gold if it was over here, like thicker, you know what I'm saying? So we're just gonna paint the whole thing solid, and then we're gonna add some gold back with gold rub and buff, of course. So I'm gonna use this color, Drop Cloth by Dixie Belle. And guys, if you need some Dixie Belle paint, you can go to Toy at 2 to 9s. And I don't know that she's here. And of course I didn't link her, her website. If anybody's in here and you can do that for me, that would be awesome if anybody can. If not, then I will link it in the comments later. But, so that is where you can get your Dixie Belle. And Drop Cloth is the color I'm using. And guys, of course, I don't see comments very well. I see somebody saying hi. I see them randomly. Anyway, okay, let's just get to painting. And I'm just using, like I said, regular Dixie Belle paint. It would be really, really pretty to use some milk paint on here too, because it would crackle really pretty. But I love this color, and we're going to add some wax, of course. Y'all know it's all about the layers with me. I love the layers because, you know, it just gives depth and dimension and all of that to your piece and makes it just so pretty. So, while I'm painting, if y'all have anything to say or want to talk, if I can see it, I would love to chat with y'all. Dixie Belle paint color drop cloth. Thank you, Dana. Yes. Guys, I also did send out a broadcast. If you didn't know, I do have a broadcast channel, which took me forever to get, which I don't understand. Like, I was so irritated about the whole, there were so many people that had their broadcast channels, and Facebook would not let me have one. I was like, what is going on? Like, there were stipulations. You had to have, like, over 10,000 followers, and there were things that you had to have, but I had well over all of the stipulations. I just could never have this stinking channel. I was like, what is going on? But anyways, I do have it now, which is awesome. So I did send out a little notification in there saying that I was going to go live. If you got that notification, will y'all let me know? I want to know if it's working. One of those, and I have two of them, which is so weird to me. I don't know. I don't understand why and what's going on. But so anyways, one of them has 700 or 800 people in there, and one has, I don't know, 4 or 5. And so I'd love to know if you guys got the notification from there. I would love to know that. And also, guys, like I said before, my private group, Graceful Makers, is open, taking new people in there. And we do have a few new people, which is super exciting. And we're going to be doing all kinds of really fun stuff this holiday season in that group. I'm going to be decorating a lot more because I'm starting to finally, you know, get it together and feel better. I am super busy because, you know, when you run a business, own a business, and a creative one at that, and it's all handmade, it's a lot of work. But I have not decorated my house, guys, like decorated my house. And this is something that I started this business for because I love to do that. And I have not done it like seasonally. I mean, I'll do a little here or there, you know. But I haven't really done like decorated my house. Last Christmas I put a tree up and I decorated my hutch a little bit. I'm going to dry this side and then I'll try to get that side, guys. So don't think I forgot all over there. But I just don't have time to do it. And I need to make time to do it because that is what I love. So I'm going to get back to doing that. And we're going to be doing it a lot in my group. So if anybody has any questions, y'all just let me know. You got 2 notifications, Jill? Yay! You must be in both the groups. You're getting it done, girl. You being both. That's awesome. So how many of you are ready for fall crafting? Fall, Christmas, all the seasons. I know that life can be super busy, guys, but don't skip out on your time to be creative and do what you love too. I know we're busy mamas. I'm not so much busy in the mama area anymore because my daughter is, grown. But I remember when she was little that I could get really busy, doing all the mama things that I would forget to, not really forget, I just didn't take the time to do what I love too. And so we all need to remember that is your sanity sometimes, is taking time to do what you love and craft and make beautiful things, Make your home beautiful, just make things. It's so good for your soul to create, guys. Like I've said many times, God created us all to be creators of some sort. And so when you're doing that, it's just so good for you to, the sense of pride that you get, that you're, making your space beautiful, that you're bringing something that brings you happiness. And I'm telling you, this making things and creating things and upcycling things, it definitely is my sanity. I'll tell you that for sure. If I couldn't do it, oh boy, I'd be in trouble. So, because it truly is what I love. Okay, so there's lots and lots of definition or detail down in here. I know on this side you guys can't see it very good because of the stinking light, but on this side you can see it. I'm not fully covering that well because like I said, we're going to take some gold rubbing buff and stick in there anyway. And so I'm kind of covering it because, layers. If you know anything about me, I love the layers. I'm like the layer queen. All the girls in my group used to always say, layers, 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 because I'm the layers queen. I do lots of layers. And then, guys, I'll do fast videos, and in every project I ever do, there's always going to be lots of layers. I get that that's not for everybody, and I get comments all the time that that's just too much work. That's just too much. And good for you if you feel that way. But for me, it's what makes your piece stand apart. It is what takes it to the next level and makes it look like, it just has so much depth and dimension when you do that. And so, if you took a project and you painted a frame and you just did one layer on it and there's no detail popping out, nothing showing anything special about that frame, and even if it's just flat with not a lot of definition anyways, you can create that definition by adding the layers. It just takes your piece. You can look like you are an amazing artist. I'm not even kidding y'all on this. Just by adding layers and sanding and just doing the extra touches. And so I get that there are some people that just want to craft fast, get it done, and call it a day, They're not into making a really high-end looking decor piece. For me, if I'm going to take the time to put some paint on it, I'm going to take the time to make it look like a high-end decor piece. I'm just saying. To me, it's what's the point in even trying to do something and half-assing it, so to speak? You know what I'm saying? That's just me. And so that's why it looks like my projects are super involved, guys. But I'm telling you, if you went to kindergarten and you picked up a paintbrush and you did a little painting, you can do what I'm doing. I promise you. And I'm not going to say that I don't do techniques that, are a little more involved and that you kind of have to learn, and you have to learn what products go where and how they work. And that comes with practice and trying things. But none of this is rocket science, guys, okay? We're not painting an oil painting piece over here. Although we could, because that also is just shapes and you know, putting paint on a canvas and doing lots of layers. And I will say though, the type of artist that my daughter is, where, you know, she can draw an image, that's a whole different level. Manny ain't doing that, never, because I'm just not that type of artist, you know what I'm saying? But this stuff, guys, can be taught to anybody, okay? With a little practice, a little time, and a little learning how products work, you can make your pieces look amazing. So, I know I get off on a little tangent about that, but you wouldn't believe the hundreds of comments that I get on some of my fast videos about, this was ridiculous. I'm like, well, maybe for you, but it makes a huge difference in the way the piece turns out. So just keep that in mind. Yes, Rhonda, isn't it pretty? I love it. So you find something at the Goodwill or at a thrift store or whatever that you think, oh my gosh, that is like ugly. Like it's outdated but look at the bones, guys. Always look at the bones because anything can be refinished and upcycled, okay? Oh, you're trying to organize your craft room, Gail? You want to come and organize mine too? I need an organizer. Yes, fall and Christmas. I'm so excited for fall and Christmas. It's the greatest. Hey, Carol. Hey, Luann. Hi, guys. That looks amazing already. I love the frame. Thank you. I think so too. And guys, like, I know that my style is not for everybody. I like grunge, but I also like bling. I like fancy, but I like, you know, rust. I like it all together. And I will tell you, there is an art in putting those kinds of things together. You know, there really is. And so, but that also you can learn. You definitely can learn. We need to introduce you to Pintar Antique Waxes paste. Dana, I have used those a lot, actually. In my private group, we've done tons of Pintar projects. And I do love Pintar. So I'm not very new to that. Yes, Rub and Buff is my go-to though, because I love Rub and Buff and I always have. But I'm telling you, this girl right here, I've used all kinds of products. I promise you. I know how almost everything works. I'm not saying that I'm a know-it-all. I'm not, so don't take it that way at all. But yes, there's a couple of products that we've used a ton in my private group. Actually, 3 years ago, before Pintar Art ever even really came like super heavy on the scene on Facebook. If you guys, anybody remember my 4th of July banner that I did it wasn't last 4th of July. I believe it was the 4th of July before that. We used Pintar and we did that in my private group. And we also did some stars in my private group where we did the crackle with the Pintar. It was amazing. That project turned out so cool. I'm going to tell you though, I love Pintar. There's lots I love, and I actually was just looking at some, thinking I need to get some more stuff, because I do have some ideas to use that product. But, what was I going to say? Oh, as far as paint goes though, guys, I'm going to tell you right now, and I have been using it 2-3 years in my private group as well, is melt paint, because I love the way that milk paint chips, and it's authentic chip. I don't need a product to make that chip when I use the product that is made to make that look. You know what I'm saying? So I do love that, and I contemplated putting that on here. But I wanted it to be more solid and not so chippy, because there already is like a chippy finish that is on this frame. I know y'all can't see it, but it's like it's a pattern on this frame that was in the green that is already kind of cracked and chippy. And so I was like, we're just gonna go with that. So, and I do love to use my chalk paint, but I will tell you 99% of the time, in my private group, we're using milk paint because I love a good chip. So, and like, I'm a firm believer in why you need to use a bunch of products when you can create the look using, you know, the authentic products that make that look anyways. So, all of that to say, I do love some Pentart. I'm very familiar with it, used it a lot. So, but I want to get some more. And we're just going to dry this up, then we're going to add some wax, of course. I will tell you guys, Rub and Buff, I mean, I love it. I will love it forever. It stinks to high heaven. And some people can't stand that smell, but to me, I love the way it looks. I love the way it goes on. You can use gilding wax. There's so many things you could use, but Rub and Buff is what I love. I don't know. I just have started with it, and I love it still. So, Stays On, ink, Rub and Buff, milk paint, chalk paints, and wax are things you're always going to find me using. Almost I'm at least one of those products in every single project I do. So, yeah, so Dana, milk paint, I will tell you, there is a learning curve with milk paint. You do have to play with it for a while to get it exactly. And there's a lot of people that are like, no, I'm not using it because it is kind of finicky. But once you get it down and you know how to use it, and you know what works for you to get the look you want, it's amazing. I love it. So, just make sure that I get this good and dry. Isn't this so pretty, guys? I know that my lighting is like blowing it out, but I stinking love it. So, what else was I going to tell y'all? Also, the reason why I also chose to, let me just tell you guys, let me break this down for you in just a second. Because I'm going to need to put just a little bit more in a few spots. But I want to dry it really good. So, with milk paint, if you want to get really, really good coverage, you have to do, especially if it's something that's dark, you have to do a few coats. Or you use bonding. There's a bonder that you can add to it that will also help it to adhere to your surface a little better. And, but kind of another reason why I decided not to use milk paint on this is because with Dixie Belle paint, because it's chalk paint and it's a high quality chalk paint, you don't have to do as many coats. So if I had used milk paint on this, I probably would have had to do like 4 or 5 coats. So that's another factor to consider too, just so you know. Unless I used the bonding agent that goes with it, it probably would have adhered better and I wouldn't have had to use so many coats. But anyways, I freaking love this. I think that this is going to be one of my, I am like a total fan of frames, guys. Like, some of my most favorite finds are some really cool ornate frames, you know? I just love to upcycle them. One of my favorite things for sure. I hope you guys are all having a great day. I cannot believe it's already Thursday, y'all. Oh my gosh. I feel like every week gets away from me. I'm like, wait, what? It's already Thursday? Hey, Deborah. All right. So, guys, I am going to put my wax on first, and then I'll add my gold Rub and Buff. So, then we'll put our little picture in there. And I'll show you guys the other frame too. Dana, you can't get your milk paint to chip and crack. So, I'm going to tell you, I'll give you a few little tips to try, okay? So, I always, okay, so there's always recommendation of how you should make it, right? Like, it's 1-to-1 ratio. It's recommended, okay? I never do 1-to-1 ratio. Okay, so I shouldn't say I never do. I generally hardly ever do because I like it a little bit of a thicker consistency, especially with the first coat. Whenever I do milk paint, I know I'm always going to do more than one coat. So I do a little bit thicker, which makes it kind of chunkier, you know, or I'll do thin and then thick and just keep layering it up. And as you layer it, make sure it dries in between each layer. But use your heat tool, and you can hold your heat tool on it for a while. Don't hold it too long, but hold it and it will start to crack. I promise. So try on a couple of different, and it depends on your surface too. Like how thirsty your surface is will also depend, or how slick your surface is. Just play with some different surfaces and, you know, keep adding more. And sometimes, guys, with my milk paint, I do this with chalk paint too, depending on if I'm trying to get that look or not. But I may have my milk paint and I'm putting it down. I'm drying as I'm putting it down. Like that. And I just keep going. So try that, Dana, and see if that helps you out. It is definitely a little bit of a learning curve. I will tell you that. All right, guys. Brown Bear Wax. This is the color Dark Antique. I always have to look. Like I ever change. This is what I use always and forever. And I go in real heavy. Y'all can see this. If you don't like it to be that heavy, the reason I do this is because I really want it to get down into those crevices. But if you don't like it that heavy, don't use this much. Or you can use clear or white as a barrier first. Gosh, guys, I feel like a broken record. I say this all the time. And I might be to y'all, but it's true. That's how I do it. And I just really get in there. I am not afraid of this. And some people may be like, oh my gosh, that's just too dark. If it ends up being too dark, I'll use a little clear or a little white to wipe it back, and I can erase it. It's basically like an eraser. Okay? So never fear. Like I always say, everything can be fixed. Everything. Even if you had to literally sand it down and start over, you know, you wouldn't want to sand on this project, but you could paint over it. So, but everything can be fixed. So that's what I always say. I never worry because I know if I don't like it, I'll just fix it. I generally don't have to though. But two, if you never try, you'll never know. You're never, ever, ever going to know what you like if you just don't jump in and go for it. Right? All right. So then we're just going to wipe it back. Guys, and I use a lint-free cloth for this. You can use a paper towel. I've seen lots of people do paper towels. I personally don't like the paper towel because I don't like the fibers it leaves behind. But you do what makes you happy. I'm going to have to stand up to do this. But you can see how I'm wiping it back. This color, the drop cloth, was really, really pretty already. There's a little piece sticking up right there, so I was kind of scraping at it. It was really pretty without the brown wax, but this is, like I was saying, what is going to give you so much definition. Okay? Okay, let me just do this, and then I'll go on and tell y'all. I always get ahead of myself. Y'all know I'm like a squirrel. I'm here, there, and everywhere. I just don't want to forget to tell you guys things that I think would be helpful, you know? All right, let me show you. Since we have one whole side over here done, but I want you to see the process, okay? So, because this is going to go through a few things. And there's a reason for that. Let me see. All right. So, the difference in that versus that, right? Okay. But we may like this color better, but see how it got down into those crevices? Ooh, actually, that's pretty good. Y'all can see that. So how it got down in there, then it gives you all of this dimension, right? So maybe we don't really like how dark that is, and we like how light this is, but we want all that dimension. So what would you do to fix that? Let me finish this, and then I'll show you what I would do, okay? Just get in here. I love this frame so much. I can't even tell you guys. This is like 100% my style. Because you want to know why. Like brass and gold and all this ornate, like fancy stuff is coming back into style. And I've never really been like, I mean, I love antique brass. I love all that stuff too. But I've never been one that really loves all this like thick, heavy, swirly, almost gaudy kind of look, you know? But mix that with a little bit of rustic farmhouse and I'm in, okay? I love like mixing those kinds of things together. And so that's why I love this finish so much, because it's gonna have the gold, it's gonna have the detail and the grunge and all of that. But it's going to be all in one. So that's why I love stuff like this so much. It just gets me so excited. I know y'all can tell. But when I saw this frame, I would have never hung it on my wall the way that it was, you know? Nothing close to my style right there, you know? I mean, the gold on there was pretty. The green, and green is my favorite color, but that green, the way it wasn't, you know, working for me. So, I'm going to show you what is going to work for me, though. Okay. All right, so now we've got the whole thing, right? And I think that's beautiful. You could totally just leave it just like that. But if you wanted to bring it back a little bit more of that, okay, what am I going to do? Take my paint. And you want to get a chippy brush because you don't want it solid ever. So guys, we do, this is what we do in my private group all the time, okay? I show them how I would do something like this. This is the only chippy brush I have that's not all jacked up. But we don't need, I have lots, they're just not out here. We don't need a lot, okay? So we're gonna take our chippy brush, we're gonna dip just the tips in there, okay? We don't need a lot on there. We're gonna bounce it off and then just go like right over the top. You're lightly going over the top, okay? And then if you put a little on and you're not loving how that is, add a little more. I'm gonna do this side and then I'm gonna show you the difference between, I should have probably, here, I'll just do one side here. And then I can show you guys so you can really see what the difference is. Of course, too, then we're gonna add some gold on there. But this is where you're gonna see why I do layers, guys, okay? And the difference that it makes. And I know that this is just a frame, but guys, if you think about all the projects that you do this way, it's gonna make your project stand aside. I promise you this. This is what makes me good at what I do, guys, okay? You see that? Big difference, right? I mean, and you would not get that look if you didn't do layers. So to me, what's the point in ever picking up the paintbrush if you're not willing to finish and make it look exactly, you know, exactly right? Well, that's the way I see it. I'm not into half-assing stuff. So I want my pieces to look like, they're good and artistic, and a lot of people pay big money for things like this. So, anyways, somebody's trying to call me. And I'm going to keep going with this, and then we're going to add some gold. And then, of course, if you get a little bit too much of your drop cloth on there too, you just keep going with it, guys, and get it exactly how you like it. Now, I'm not going to say that I, would spend this amount of time doing every single one of my frames. I mean, I probably would, but but it's because I love that too. You know what I'm saying? So, lots of dimension, okay? Now let's do some gold. Does anybody have any questions? I know I'm not really answering any questions here, guys. If you do, you can ask. You can also message me. I always answer all of my messages. People always ask. They always get, like, when they message me and I answer them back, they're like, wow, thank you for answering me. I'm like, why would I not? It's crazy. I guess, not everybody does. And to each their own. But just know, when you message me, you'll get a message back. So if you have questions, guys, I'm always happy to answer. So let's see. So you can see that there's a couple little spots in here that are not blended so great. I'm going to add a little bit of wax. And then it just tones it right back down. I mean, it's just so good, guys. I promise. Try this, y'all. And if you do, let me know, because I want to know who tries this, okay? Oh, look at there. I can see some comments up here. You love the color already, Roxanne. Thank you. Brenda, thank you. So pretty, she says. That's beautiful. That's beauty. Thank you. Use beeswax as a resist. Yes, that's a good idea, Rhonda. For sure. Which I don't ever use beeswax, but yeah, I'll tell you for sure, I've not done that. I Dollar Tree wax I've used as a resist, but anyways. Thank you, Katrina. You're so sweet. Thank you. Y'all are so sweet. I'm so glad you guys are here. Of course, my buff and rub. That's what I was gonna say. My rub and buff is a little rough. Go figure that. Even have the lid on. Where's my poker? I don't see my pokey tool. Heck. Where'd it go? Alright, that's okay. We're going to use this pokey tool. So sometimes your rub and buff, guys, will get a little gummed up in there. There we go. So there's tons of different colors of rub and buff. This is European gold. So it's a little bit brassier. I don't know if y'all can tell. So it's not like a gold. It's a brassy gold, okay? And I'm just going to go along the tops. I do this often, guys. This is like my go-to. You could totally fully cover it too if you wanted to. But I just want like a hint, generally, that there's some gold there. Because I do love that fanciness of the gold. But I don't want it overpowering gold. So I may take a frame that is like a little frame that's gold. And I also, that's something else I like to do, is I like to mix the different colors of gold. And so if I'm doing something on my entryway table, like we're going to put this up there, and then I might put like a really yellowy kind of gold little frame next to it. So I like a lot of different tones or hues of colors, and it could be the same metal, just a bunch of different colors, like so a brassy gold, a bright gold, you know, like a Grecian gold is really a lot more yellow tones in it, and not so much of a brassy kind of tone, if that makes sense. So for me, it's all about mixing it all together, but like finding the balance and doing it just right, you know? And I love to add the rust with that too. I'm a girl who seriously loves some rust, guys. I don't know if you know that about me. I mean, I love to do a good rust technique. I love to do a good rust period on anything. I will tell you though, if it's real rust, always make sure you seal it, because you don't want those powders like running around ever. It's not healthy for you. So, yes, it sure is, Kathy. It's a thrifty find. I think we got, I'm trying to remember. It's hard to remember where we get all of the stuff we get, you know, because we go so many places. I think that this was at an estate sale though. And I think I didn't pay hardly anything for it, to be honest. A few bucks probably. I will tell you, it's really hard to find things here in Western Colorado that are a decent price though. The best places that we do get the best prices is when we go to estate sales, for sure. But we don't have a ton of them here either. So, guys, you can paint this on with a brush too, or you could wear gloves, which is probably recommended. And it does stink, but I'm so immune to it, I swear. I mean, I can smell it, but I've used it so much that it doesn't even bother me. It does have a scent though. It's very stinky. So if you have issues with scents, then maybe Rub and Buff is not for you. And you could use gilding wax or something like that that is gold. So there's lots of products out there, guys. But I love a good Rub and Buff. My fave, for sure. I love how creamy it is. And I know, like I said, gilding wax is the same. It is creamy like that, too. This is just what I've used forever, and it's what I love. All right. So this is what we have, guys. And I stinking love it, okay? Stinking love it. I want more gold around this part a little bit, because that's where my picture is going to go of my sweet little babies. I love it. Again, guys, if you are interested in my private group and you want to do this kind of thing a lot more, you can comment makers, M-A-K-E-R-S, in the comments, and it will send you more information. We would love to have you come join us, for sure. I do a lot more pre-recorded videos in that group. I'm going to try to come live in there more, but the way that Facebook has changed groups will change, period. Lives get deleted after 30 days, and so I've been trying to do more tutorials where people can watch them forever, and that's pre-recorded. So then they're there forever, you know. So, anyways, that's what it looks like, guys. Okay, let's get our little photo. See if I can get it on here pretty straight. I'm really not, like I was saying, I'm really not super worried how it goes on here, guys, because we are going to, I'm going to get another mat. I'm going to go pick up a mat and then I'll mat it. So you guys will get to see that too. Where's my scissors? Oh, goodness, Mandy. For real. For real. I only have 500 pairs of scissors, y'all. Literally so many scissors coming out my ears, generally. And, of course, when I need one, I can't find one. Hang on just a sec. Let me see if there's some over here. Do-do-do. Sorry, guys. Oh, there's some. All right, perfect. You can use a slide cutter, too, which I recommend because it'll get straight. Which I have one of those, too, but we're just going to do this for right now. Okay. Like I said, I'm not like super worried about how the placement of this is going to be because we're going to mat it, but I just want you guys to get the main idea of how it's going to look, and I will take a picture later so y'all can see it better for sure. Again, this glass piece is super pretty. I need to Windex it. So you're just going to get the general idea. So you'll have to check back the page for the finished product, guys, okay? We're just going to set this in here. Just so y'all can get the gist of it. All right. That's going to have to hold that pretty good. Or not. Hold on. Because there's no tabs on that side. And I know I didn't take them out. I took all the tabs off the back, but hold on. I'm just going to have to hold it because I'm going to have to get the tabs back in there. And that glass piece is heavy, guys. This is heavy duty. So imagine it being, you know, framed or like matted, because I'm going to get a mat and then I'll show you guys. But isn't that so good? I love it. I stinking love it. Y'all tell me what you think. It's so much better than the way it was, don't you think? Anyways. Y'all, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Let me show you the other frame I have. And I'm going to show you guys something I would do to it. So it was also a thrifty find, okay? And it is beautiful too. So this is the frame, okay? So when I saw it, look down here. This piece is coming up. Do you see that? So this is velvet. And I was like, of course, I don't even like that velvet anyways. I know a lot of people probably do like that, and that's fine if you do. You could fix it, but it's like torn right there. So I'm like, well, this has got to be fixed anyways. So we're going to do this one too. Not today, but we'll do it another day. Or maybe we'll do this one in my group. But there are ways to take these frames apart. See how this is like laid inside? This will come out. And then you can take off that velvet and repaint it. So when you see frames like this, guys, don't think, oh, it's messed up, I can't fix it. Think, ooh, how could I fix that? That's what I do. And that's what I would empower y'all to do. But isn't this frame beautiful too? So check this out. This is a painting that I also thrifted. It says Millie, and it is oil. But how pretty would this be in this frame, guys? Right? I mean, I know y'all aren't saying anything, but I'm saying something. I think that that is beautiful. And guys, I love how fancy this frame is and how rustic this picture is, kind of, you know? I love that contrast. I love to put stuff like this together, for sure. So, and we don't just do pictures, guys. We don't just do, you know, wall decor. We do all kinds of decor. So if you're new here, I do all kinds and kinds of upcycles. So I'd love to have y'all come join me. Does anybody have any questions? Isn't that so beautiful? I love it. I'm going to take that velvet off of there for sure. And we're going to do something. Rhonda! Yes, girl. We got to do it in the group, friend. That'll be so fun. Guys, if you are here and you're in my private group, tell everybody. We want to welcome newbies for sure. I'm going to be doing a live in there later. So, anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you have a wonderful day. And just know, you need to take some time for yourself to create, to upcycle, to make some things, make your home beautiful. Guys, we only get one chance at life, right? And we need to make it happy, find joy, do all the things that make us happy for sure. Yeah, it would be pretty, huh, Helen? How are you doing, lady? Stunning, so sweet. Y'all, thank you so much for joining me. Katrina, thank you. It is cool, huh? I love it. And I hope you guys have a fabulous rest of your day. Come join Stafford and I on Saturday. We're going to be, I don't know what happened last week, guys. We usually multicast our Whatnot shows. And we did our Halloween Whatnot show on Whatnot. And it was supposed to be casting on Facebook, but it didn't. I don't know what happened. I'm not exactly sure. Sometimes it glitches, I guess. I don't know. But we will be doing a show Saturday at 4:30 Mountain Time. I have it scheduled as Sunday, but we're going to do it Saturday instead of Sunday. Because I really want to, take Sunday off. I'm going to talk to Stafford. I need to be taking a day off a week. Anyways. So come and join us on Saturday if you want to see some yummy goodies that we're going to be selling in our Whatnot show. Also, if you want to join us in our private group, you can comment makers and you can come and join us. We'd love to have you. And until we see you guys again, y'all be blessed. Thank you for joining me. I love you. I really do mean it. Okay? Y'all have a great day. Bye, guys.